All right, go ahead, man. Let's hit it.
Got it. All right. Hey, is this Alex?
Yeah.
Hey, it's James. What's up, Alex?
Yeah, not much, man. Just had a long weekend with my family, getting ready to get back at my day job. That sucks right now, just living life.
I hear you, man. Look, I hear you. I was actually just on the phone with someone who was looking to get out of their J job as well, and they recently made the transition. They actually just moved to the West Coast, so they're happy about that. So other than that, had a good weekend, but good week so far.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, there's a couple opportunities I'm looking, I'm doing really good at my job, but the job just kind of sucks. Like it's limited, income wise. My manager freaking sucks because he never trains to develop me in anything. So I'm not actually getting better. And I don't know, man. I'm just looking for a change, something that has no ceiling. I can make more money, be in a community that actually like cares about me and empowers me, and stuff like that.
Gotcha. So just overall, just where you are in life, your job, current situation, you're looking for more. It sounds like to me, you're looking to make a change. So what I found works best on these calls is first diving deeper into the specifics of your situation, your life right now, what's going on, what you like about that, what you don't like, and you kind of already got into that with me, and ultimately what you feel are these specific challenges, specific things that are preventing you from achieving, that state that you want to be in, that freedom, that feeling that you kind of talked about, and going forward with that. And kind of once we get some clarity there, if I can help, I'm more than happy to walk you through that or wherever you want to go. And if not, I'll figure out something else that's best. Might refer you out to someone we know, give you some homework in the meantime, whatever you need. Does that sound good? Cool.
Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome. That being said, probably best place for me to start, you to tell me. So I know you kind of just gave me a real general spiel before, but right now in your life right now, your current situation, your job, everything going on, what's the biggest issue right now? What's the biggest thing you want to change with your life, your job? What's not working that could be and that should be?
Yeah, good question. So probably for me, what's really important is probably a couple things. One is that I'm not making enough money, right? Like
Okay.
I was the number one rep in my company last month, and I did, like exceptional results. And I just made $7,000, which living in California is just not nearly enough, right? Especially for that level of production. So I want a place where I can kind of have no cap or limit because it seems like that was the most I could make at this job.
Okay.
And just make more money with. So for one, for two, I definitely want to be part of a community that's like very empowering, very nurturing, people that are like, supportive and I can share my wins with and they push me up and we do like coaches calls and things like that as well. Because I don't have any kind of network right now, really, that really supports that. And I'm a young guy, I'm just getting started in my career. I want to excel, I want to do great, I want to make a lot of money, I want to have endless opportunities of growth. And I feel that where I'm right now, like I'm kind of stuck.
Gotcha. So you feel stuck where you're at right now. You feel like, you're not validated for what you're doing. You're working hard. You're in a company with no growth. And you don't feel like there's like a way out. So, look, you gave a lot there. Ultimately, $7,000 a month. Like you said, California. I got a lot of cousins out in California, and that is certainly not enough to be living out in California. I'm from New York, so I know a similar situation there.
Yeah.
So for you to, I don't know if you want to leave California. It seems like you're pretty broad. But for you to live in California, what is your monetary goal then? What is your short-term monetary goal? What would you like to be making to be living in California with no financial problems?
20,000 a month.
20,000 a month. Okay. So right now, you're currently your number one sales rep in your company, and you made $7,000 a month, but you need to be making $20,000 a month. That would be where you need to be.
Correct.
All right, and tell me, why is that important? What are your expenses? What do you need to be covering? How does that help you live in California?
Yeah. So if I want to get my wife and I and our family a house, the average house out here is like $1 million, right? So I need to be making at least, so it's a lot. So I need to be making at least, so just for the mortgage alone is like $6,000 to $7,000 alone. That doesn't even include, other expenses, daycare for our dog, food, whatever, all this stuff kind of like that, right? So, I'm looking at probably 10,000 minimum expenses easily that I need to provide. So that means I have to be making a lease, and I want to save money, of course, right? I want to retire, fund 401ks and Roth IRAs and all that bullshit. going on vacation, blah, 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 blah. So probably at least 15 would be like minimum, but I would definitely want some buffer in there. So I would say at least 20.
Okay. So $20,000. So we could definitely help with that. So look, I can tell you right here, we have a lot of clients working with us that in a quick time frame are making that, and more so within 6 months. I mean, what is your ideal time frame? When do you need what would be your time frame wise? How many months would you like to be making $20,000 per month? What would be a realistic goal for you there?
Shit, man, like 2-3 months tops. Considering how fucking badass I am as a salesman, it shouldn't take that long. As long as I'm selling something that can generate that amount of income, why not?
Okay. And would that allow you to quit your job?
Yeah,
Sounds like
totally.
it would.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
Awesome. Well, look, I'm glad to hear that. Happy to hear this. These are really exciting. And it sounds to me like, you already got into that. Now you're looking to buy your first home too with your wife, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, all right. So long term, what you're looking to do, you want to replace your income. You'd like to be making $20,000 a month, and eventually you're looking to save money and buy a house, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. Look, we can definitely help with that. Now, let me ask you a personal question. Do you mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
And the reason why I'm asking is because my goal isn't only to, build you a life that is building you this financial freedom that you want, be able to live where you need to live, where you want to live, be able to afford it, but also one that's empowering you to live this lifestyle wherever you'd like to live it. So when you think about, what that is for you, owning this house, making $20,000 a month, living with your wife, what are the non-monetary goals, the personal goals associated with you living this lifestyle if you had it right now? What would you like to achieve?
Well, for one, I mean, I want to travel a lot more, right? My family's
Okay.
mostly on the East Coast. They're kind of far away. So I would like to travel maybe like once like once a quarter or something, go home for the weekend, spend time with my nieces, my family. I definitely want, like during the summer months when my wife is, she's a teacher. So when she's not working, to like go on vacation, like enjoy life while we're young. We're trying to have a family at some point together, but we're not there yet. So, just having like, for me, really, it's just having the opportunities to like, enjoy life, do things that cost money that are fun, like vacations and resorts and whatever. Um, I'm also like really passionate about helping people out. So I definitely want to start like a couple nonprofits where I'm actually empowering
Awesome.
people, to like, live a great life and be supported. Yeah, right. But at the end of the day, though, all these things aren't free, right? They cost money, they require time. And I don't have either one of those right now. And that's really one of the breakdowns I'm dealing with in my life is how do I create more time and more money and have the resources to do things I really want to do, as opposed to working a job that I really don't like. I mean, I really, it's great what we do here for people for sure. But at the end of the day, it's not as fulfilling as actually like helping people in like their actual entire life, not just like one part of it. And that's something I really would love doing for sure.
Awesome. Look, I'm excited to hear that. I mean, a little personal story I'll tell you about me. I used to work in outside sales, medical sales myself. And look, I didn't hate what I did. I didn't love what I did, but I was doing it. I was making money. And look, my passion, for example, is fitness. I love fitness. And I never had the time to really kind of like, make that into my passion and do anything with that until I really started to achieve this, RCA remote life that I'm currently doing now. And not only do I have the ability to kind of achieve that financial freedom and make my own hours and kind of the sky be the limit in my own life.
Yeah.
I also have my own side personal training business that it afforded me the time because of that flexibility that I'm able to start and able to kind of really dive in and have my full passion towards. So similar situation to you. I think we could definitely help with that. And this will definitely allow you to kind of go forward with that. Now I know you've kind of gotten into it a little bit, but tell me more specifically, because I know you don't really like it. What do you do now for work full time?
1 second here. So currently I work for a debt consolidation company. So we sell debt consolidation services to people. So people that have like credit card debt, personal loan debt, things like that. We have programs that allow them to consolidate it, like take 10 debts into one debt, into like one payment, save a bunch of money each month, and be debt free within 4 years.
So you're a problem solver.
Yeah, you could say that.
You solve people's problems. You make people's problems easier. It sounds like to me. Just love hearing that. All right. So I know you've kind of gotten into this, but tell me, I mean, do you like it? Do you not? What do you like about it? What do you not like it overall? Do you like the job?
It's not bad. I mean, it's honestly like it requires almost no intellectual effort at all at this point because I'm so fucking good at what I do. I don't even think about it. I just do it, right? So there's no growth there. It's kind of boring, to be honest with you. But I do like it how it does give me off time though to like do things, like do other things that I'm passionate about. Like, for example, if I find another opportunity like RCA and I like you guys and I work with you guys, right? I could probably commit like 2, 3 hours a day because I can make that time up in my current job, which is kind of nice, right? So I like the fact it gives me like flexibility and freedom to do things that I really like and enjoy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so it's giving you that flexibility, but you don't have any growth there. You feel like you're selling yourself short almost.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. So now let me ask you this. How long have you been doing it? When did you realize you kind of like mastered this craft? You're so good at it, you really can't get any better with it, and you've got it. When was that day? When did you really get to that point where you're like, I've done anything I can with this? I can't, there's no more for me here. I need to make a change.
Yeah, it's probably been this month. So last month I had 37 deals. I did really well. And I was like really into it, right? And then so far, we're 17 days into January. And guess how many deals I have so far?
Another 37?
4.
4.
Mhm.
What happened?
Yeah, great question, right? So I'm still a badass closer. What's been lacking is my company. They've been sending me all these garbage leads. Their entire software operation here sucks. Like it's unworkable. Like files get like disproved for no reason. There's errors. People have to re-sign contracts. Like all this bullshit that's been happening. And literally, like all last week, I think out of like 50 calls, like maybe 5 of them were even workable leads. Like they were actually qualified to enroll with us. And then out of that, I had like, a couple follow-ups and the rest of them closed. So I'm sitting here, imagine this, right? I have a 40% close rate. And I'm sitting here with fucking leads that suck that I can't close because they're not unworkable. Unworkable meaning like they're not eligible. They can't work with us. And I'm sitting here like twirling my fucking thumbs all day long, right? Waiting for a goddamn lead I can close. I literally get maybe 3 the entire goddamn week. And then on top of that, my manager comes to me and he's like, what's going on, Alex? Like, why aren't you like, like what's going on here with your production? As if like it's my fucking problem. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, hello, 40% close rate. Like, where the fuck are these deals at? Like, where the hell are the leads I can close? And then what does he say, right? Is he responsible about it? Fuck no. He was like, well, the leads are blah, 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 and da, da, da. You should be doing X, Y, Z. I'm like, no. Like, how about you send me some good leads? Obviously I'm being more tactful when talking about this, but I'm like, how about you send me good leads and I will fucking close them. And he's like, well, it's January. We're doing what we can. Meanwhile, dude, there are people in my company that have 20 fucking deals already. 20. Like 3 of them. And I'm like, what the fuck? So yeah, I'm a little pissed off and upset. And I'm just like, fuck this place, because they don't give a shit about me, apparently. Because in reality, they only sent me 4 fucking workable leads that I can close out of like, 8 calls that were actually eligible this entire month so far. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with them, what their problem is with me, apparently, or some shit. But yeah, I'm not waiting for I don't wait for anybody in life. If they want to fuck me over, that's their problem. I'm getting another fucking job, making a lot more money, and they could screw off.
Hey, I totally understand that. In addition, you have the proven track record, you have the hard work, you closed the deals last month. It sounds like to me, like this is the final straw for you. This was that line in the sand, and you're ready to kind of make that change. You're telling me. What do you think? So it's been about a month for you realize this past couple of weeks. What do you think has been the biggest thing getting you started from really leaving the company and really starting off on your own and going to make this change? What's been stopping you from doing
it? Just the opportunity.
Just waiting for that right opportunity?
That's it.
Awesome. Have you reached out to anyone else to get help with this in the past to make that change?
To be honest, I didn't even reach out to you guys. Like I just joined a couple of Facebook groups and then you guys have all been blowing up my phone, which is fantastic. Like messaging me on Facebook, wanting to see what I'm interested in, blah, 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 blah. So I just been like replying to those messages, honestly, and you're the first people I'm talking to.
Great. Look, I mean, look, we see that you'd be. I mean, it seems to me that you'd be a great fit for this. I think we could definitely help you. Look, we work with a lot of people like you that are very unhappy in their current situations, their current bosses, their current jobs. And the beauty is this is going to give you that flexibility, and you will be valued for the work and the effort that you put in. And I mean, let me ask you this too. Are you on your own? Are you married? Do you, I mean, oh, you already mentioned wife. Sorry about that. All over the place. So is your wife, does she support you with this change? Does she want you to leave the company? Is she not happy with this?
Well, she wants a house.
She wants a house. She doesn't care how it comes. She wants a house.
Yeah, she wants something. She wants me to have a job that's like steady, has stability, and makes enough money for us to get a fucking house. That's all she really cares about.
Sure. Gotcha. Now, look, if you told your wife tomorrow, hey, I quit my job, I found a new opportunity, it's going to make more money, I'm my own flexibility, and the house wasn't right there, would she be on board with that?
Fuck no. She'd be like, don't quit your fucking job. She'd be like, look, you want to try another job first, like try it out for, especially one like this, try it out for a month, see how you do, see how much money you make. And then if the opportunity is there and you're making money and this has longevity, then you can quit your other job, is what she says.
She wants to see it to believe it first, is what it sounds like. She wants to see the proof in the pudding. Absolutely. Because, I mean, makes sense.
Think about it, dude. You're some fucking random dude on the phone. Why the fuck would I trust you? Let's just be honest about it. So I want to actually go through the process, see it's legit, make money with it, however long that's going to fucking take. You'll have to tell me that information later on. And then at that point, if that's a month, 2 months, whatever the hell that is, then it will be responsible for me to then leave this job and do that job.
Look, I totally understand where you're coming from with that. And I'm going to walk you through the entire process, if you'd like, about how we're going to, transition you. So you'll be able to leave your job and you'll be able to be making $20K a month, making your own flexible hours, your own flexible schedule. And I'll walk you through and show you exactly kind of how we're going to do that.
Yeah, go for it.
Look, I don't feel like I have any more questions. I have an idea of where you're looking to go, what you're looking to do. I understand your current situation, what's kind of frustrating you. I mean, is there anything I'm missing? Is there anything I feel like I haven't covered? Anything else you think I should know about your current situation?
I don't know. I mean, I already told you what I want. Now it's just a matter of if you're the right fit for me to work with you.
Gotcha. All right. Well, look, let me show you kind of what that looks like then here. Based on what you told me previously, Alex, we can definitely help. We work with a lot of people in similar situations to you. And I mean, that said, but where do you think we should go from here? I can walk you through the entire process A to Z of how we can get you to $20K a month, making your own schedule, the ability to kind of travel on your wife's schedule, teach your summers, visit your nieces and nephews on the East Coast. But you tell me where you want to go.
Yeah, I want to hear more about it. Let's go.
Awesome. All right. So you still have that pen and pad?
Yeah.
Awesome. So on your pen and pad, write 1 to 3, with a good bit of space in between, so you can take some notes.
Okay.
All right. Let me know when you got that good. All right. Sounds like you do. Okay. Let me preface this quick by saying everything I do here is all customized on what's best for the client. So for you specifically, it's going to be 4 things. 4 things to have you, go from control in your life so that you're making $20K per month in recurring income, making your own schedule, and that you're able to kind of live wherever you want and really not be at anyone's, your work is valued and you're not at anyone's mercy.
Okay.
So first thing, number 1, is we're going to talk about we're going to dive into how we're going to build you that $20,000 per month and how we're going to eventually, can I pause real quick? This part real quick. I mean, this part I'm a little bit lost at. The 1 to 3, 1 to 4, how would you go about this with the RCA?
Honestly, we can actually stop right here.
A little lost here.
I've definitely heard enough. And honestly, I haven't done the script yet, so I don't fucking know. So just so you know, I haven't started the training at all yet.
You got
I've been doing some other things, but yeah, honestly, we've gone far enough. I have everything you need.
Lay it on me. What'd I fuck up? Plenty.
Well, no, that's not how this works. So you telling me first, how is the experience? How was it for you? Like, what'd you get out of it? How do you think I was, like, as a prospective client? How do you think you were, or someone trying to close me? Like, so instead of talking, just don't talk for about 30 seconds, okay? Just take a look and think back. Okay, think about like, how was the climb? Was I really interested? Was I someone that was going to move forward? Was all my needs and everything met? Did you ask me whatever you had to ask me? And then secondly, think of how were you in that conversation? Like, how are you being? Was it something that was, something that I was inspired by, something that I was interested in? Okay, so take about a minute here because I want you to really think about it. And then once you're ready, then let me know and answer those questions. So no rush. Here, think about it.
I think, yeah, I'll go right into that now, actually. I think as a client, I mean, you sounded as good. You sounded very good to me as a client, very realistic. I mean, you sounded like real life, was not monotonous, not like a robot, which I was happy with. Threw a lot of stuff out there, especially, oh, you're some random guy on the phone. Why should I trust you? I think, I mean, look, it was my first time going through it, first time with the product. I think, I think I did a decent job of getting you to really kind of give me your life story, give me the information I wanted. Tell me your wife, tell me about where you wanted to live, tell me about the, what it's kind of looking, what you're looking to kind of have, what you're looking to change. I definitely don't think you were bought in. I think I was a little all over the place, a little shoddy with certain things. I don't think I was definitely like convincing you that this is the try and true way to get there. I definitely going off that call, talking to you, it was a talkative client that was willing to kind of like pour his story out there, tell me his life, tell me what's going on, tell me what his issues were. I think he was very aware that there needs to be a change made. A change needs to be made. He's willing to make that change. Like a guy like you on that phone is definitely looking to hire a coach, but I don't think he was definitely going with our coach per se. I mean, what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, no, dead on. Very nice. Okay, so that was more on me. And now, how was your experience of yourself as a closer?
I felt like I did the one in regards. I did a good job in that. I think the client was talking more than me. I think you were doing more of the talking and I was doing more listening. So in that regards, I was happy with myself. I didn't have to there weren't like awkward silences. There were, and I asked the right questions and you seemed to go with it there. So I think I did a good job there in getting you comfortable on the phone to really open up to me. But I think, what I was kind of missing on my end, I don't think I was really kind of selling the client on, and I'm kind of trying to figure out how, on really what makes this call different? Why talking to me was going to get you to 20K a month versus somewhere else? I don't know. I wasn't really, I mean, I know we didn't really get to the close there, but I never really felt like I was really giving him like a solution from me.
Yeah. Very good. Anything else?
No, that's all I got right now.
Okay. All right. So, first of all, let's talk about the ontological perspective here. Do you know what ontology means?
No, I do not. Tell me.
Okay. So there's a science out there called ontology, right? You can actually Google it later. I recommend you do actually after this call. So the world of ontology, right, as like a field or a science, deals with directly what's called like the way of being or the beingness of human beings or what something is being, right? So that's very conceptual and put on the court for you. So on that call, okay, who would you say you were being with me? And let me give you some examples so you know what it looks like. Sure. You could be being like happy, right? Sad, depressed, empowered, passionate, funny, stupid, silly, whatever. Those are ways of being that human beings have. So take a second and think back, okay? Because you were exactly the same, by the way, the entire call. Who you were being never changed. So what would you say was the way of being that you had, that you were coming from and talking from on that call to me? What do you think?
Very
and by the way, there's no right answer here because I hear what I hear, you heard what you heard.
So no, I'm thinking what how was I being? I think I was almost being, I'm thinking for myself, I almost sounded to myself unsure of myself. Unsurety.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Okay, for sure.
Unsurety is how I felt personally.
So some uncertainty, right? Maybe a little lack of confidence, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else? Keep looking.
Curious.
Not really.
Not curious? Okay.
Not really.
Got it.
What else?
Unsurety, uncertainty.
And by the way, this is challenging. That's great because it should be for you. So I really appreciate you looking here.
No, I'm thinking here. I think definitely, definitely not exciting. Definitely didn't sound excited.
There you go. Yeah, totally. What else?
Wasn't sad. I wasn't depressed. Wasn't happy. None of those main ones. But I would say, yeah, definitely unsurety, uncertainty. What's the right? I almost felt like I was interviewing you. What's a good word to describe that, as opposed to selling you?
There you go. Well, even selling me is not effective here.
there you go. I gotta get you to sell yourself.
There you go. Yeah, good for you. All right, totally. So the word here you're looking for, well, I'm gonna say 2 words because I actually took notes on you, by the way, as we were talking. So you sounded the way that you sounded to me as someone who's very well trained in this is you sounded both robotic and transactional.
Robotic and transactional.
Transactional meaning that like you were just reading a script, hitting the bullets. You're like, great. And question 1, blah, 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 blah. Question 2, like it's a transaction. It's not a conversation. It's a transaction. You're getting what you need to get and you move on to the next question. And you did that the entire call. And it was so obvious, dude. Like so blatantly obvious. Even probably someone not like me would have heard that. And been like, wow, this guy sounds like he's just interrogating me. Because that's what it sounded like you were doing. You were interrogating, right? As opposed to having an actual conversation. Now, what's the difference here? And this is a question for you, between an interrogation and a conversation?
I guess a conversation probably has more relating, like maybe, there's definitely more relating in there. So maybe take, I definitely wasn't, definitely taking any answer you had and, personalizing it, using an example from my life or anyone else's life. That's, you always make that more of a conversation as opposed to interrogation. And then I guess just maybe even, maybe instead of interrogating and having a conversation, a way to do that is supposed to just immediately moving on to that next question. When that, when you give me something that you're looking to get, I want to buy a house or I'm looking $20K a month, maybe, yes, ask another question, but not necessarily like one with a specific answer, one that's going to lead them to kind of really go on a tangent on a paragraph where I want to go. Oh yeah, when I have that lifestyle, I'd like to trip here. I'd like to go on a honeymoon there.
So stop. So right there, okay. What you just said, okay, what way of being did that currently come from? In what way of being could it come from when essentially digging deeper into me saying I want to get a house? So who were you on the phone?
Oh, okay, I got curiosity, like curiosity, wanting to get to know, like as if I wasn't on the phone with you. I was like, at a bar with you having a drink, wanting to get to know you. You know what I mean? Where's this house? Why do you want to buy this house? Oh, what are you looking to do with this house? Finding out, like, tell me about your first time, really making it more of a conversation into that like goal of his.
Yeah, good job, right? The other word here that I see missing from you, and maybe you should write this down if you don't remember it, is you want to be interested. You want to be like, here's another one. You want to be first of all, you don't have to be anything. I'm just offering these to you. But
no, you're right.
You could take on being like, compassionate and empathetic towards my situation. I just said I'm the #1 rep in my company and like, they're treating me like shit. And, you kind of said a little bit about that. You're like, yeah, I'm sure that's not cool or whatever. But dude, that's like a fucking robot response. Okay, this is how I would respond to that. Oh my God, how long have you been working there for that to treat you like this? Just this month so far? Oh, Jesus Christ, man. How much more of that can you tolerate?
Yeah.
Like actually giving a fuck about the person you're talking to, not like a robot who's talking to a transactional client just to sell them on some shit, not because they want it, but because you want to sell it to them. See, that's the difference, man, between someone who's really effective at sales, right? And by the way, I don't mean like really, I mean like insanely effective, like #1, right? That's what it looks like. When you're that fucking good, that's what it looks like, right? And then here's I'll give you a cool little fucking thing you can write down because everyone seems to love fucking tips and tricks these days, which I fucking hate because they don't work. is you want the client to know, like, and trust you. And consider that if you don't have that kind of relationship, man, odds are, especially like high performing people like me, we are always going to say no to you. Because you know what? You're a fucking stranger and I do not know you at all. And you don't
there's no
know
reason.
me. And you showed no interest at all in my life, my family, what I'm dealing with. So what that tells me is you don't give a fuck about me. So why should I care about you at all? All you're trying to do is sell me on some shit. Well, if I don't like what I hear, I'm done. I'm gone. It better be a good fucking deal then if you want my business. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm not, like the word you said before, which I'm gonna point out. What'd you say? You said the word convince. Yeah, you said I was convincing you, or I didn't convince you of something. Okay, first of all, if you try to fucking do sales and convince people, you're in the wrong fucking business, man. These are grown fucking people, grown fucking adults. They can make their own decisions on their own. They don't need you convincing them of shit. What they need from you is to enroll them, inspire them, motivate them into doing something that's going to benefit them. And if what you're providing is a match for that, and they're lit up by your opportunity, why the fuck would they not even look at it further? Like, why would they say no? Right?
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that you did that's really important to get is that you like, okay, so I love this right now. So let me ask you another question, right? So where would you say, and don't think about this, just say the first thing that comes to mind, okay? Where would you say your attention and focus was in that entire conversation?
I'd say it was on myself, like making sure I'm dotting all my T's, crossing all my I's, getting all the right questions asked, covering all this. I'd say that's where it was.
Yeah, good for you, man. Seriously, you're brilliant. Seriously, exactly right. Your attention was never on me, like really, right? You heard some things I said. I probably heard you taking some notes down, so that's fine. But you were never actually connected to me, ever.
No, I wasn't. You know what it was? I think I wasn't confident in myself, in the script enough, really, or just in the product itself. And I was like making sure, am I covering this? Did I ask him that? Did I find that piece of information? And I wasn't fully engaging you at all. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, trust me, you don't have to explain to me. I know that shit already. You just said it's very obvious for me.
Yeah.
See, the breakdown here for you, right? And by the way, there's nothing wrong, okay? I just want to be clear. What I'm coaching you on is just telling you how to elevate your performance, okay?
Yep.
I'm not saying you're an idiot. I'm not saying you missed something. I just want to be clear about that, okay?
No, don't worry about it. Thick skin.
I get that I can be very intense. I get that. And I want to be responsible for that. And I just want to say that everything I'm telling you is coming from 40 years of fucking research and human performance that fucking works. It's not an idea. It's not an Alexism. It fucking works. So if you listen to what I'm saying, you take it on, especially if it goes against something you already believe, especially, I promise you, man, you will fucking kill it. Okay.
Okay.
So I just want to create that real quick so you know where I'm coming from. Because I know if you
No, I get it. I get it. That's the only way to coach.
But I do that on purpose, okay? Because human beings sometimes need to be like yelled at to fucking hear something. Because otherwise you live mostly in your head all day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just letting you know. That's why I kind of being the way I'm being, okay, with you, just so you know. Okay.
No, I appreciate it. I prefer it this way.
Good. So yeah. So at the end of the day, okay, just to say it very bluntly and very raw, okay, and this is fucking nasty, and you should really like take this really seriously on yourself, okay? What I got out of that entire conversation is that you really, truly, authentically do not give a shit about me in my life.
Okay.
You really don't. Okay. Because now, right? Because if you did, you would have been asking those questions like I said to you. You would have been like, wow, Alex, like, how's that been like for you? Working there for how long you been there? Which you didn't ask, by the way. Oh, you've been there for about a year? Well, that's a long time. Has it always been like this? Oh, only the last month. Wow, what happened? Oh, they changed their compensation system and oh, that sucks. Wow. Like, so do you like that change? Oh, no, you don't? Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't like that either. That sounds pretty crappy. So what are you doing about that now? Oh, I'm just like surviving, man. I'm just doing my due and trying to get the fuck out of here. Well, yeah, rock on, man. Good for you. Good job not tolerating sounds like this BS right now in your job. When you know that you're a high performer and you can kill it anywhere you go, like, why wouldn't you want to go somewhere else? Yeah, exactly, man. That's what I'm saying. Great. I got you, man. No problem. You see the difference?
Yep, absolutely.
Right. So I'm gonna go back to what I said before, right? So now, and this is why I told you I hate fucking knowledge and tips and tricks because they're fucking useless because they really are. And I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, I said to you, you need the client to know, like, and trust you to essentially close them, right? Now, that's a very conceptual, motivational nonsense to say to anybody, right? Now, what does that mean to you? And how would you interpret that and apply that to your actual sales flow? Tell me.
Like getting to know each other. Literally, it would be, you know, getting the client to trust, you know, having the client trust me, like on that call that we just had, where it clearly wasn't there. Getting to know each other. The way I would talk about doing that, for example, I'm thinking back, would be, okay, so you're looking to buy a house. How long have you been looking to buy it? Will this be your first home?
Yeah,
awesome, man. Exciting. Congratulations. That's going to happen sooner rather than later. I'm rooting for you. I remember when my first home, it's always an exciting time. Where are you looking to go with that first home? Are you looking to stay in California? You know, that's awesome. Just, what does your wife do? Just, you know, I'm thinking about it now more. I mean, I was looking at the script as I was doing this, make it more of like a bar stool conversation. Oh, what are you doing now, man? Like, oh, that's awesome. Why do you want to buy that house? Are you looking to start a family there? Just as whatever you can to kind of, awesome. I did that for myself and kind of go from there. Just really just having a conversation, I guess, is what it looks like.
Totally, right? Yeah, great job, right? Totally. So what you're actually doing is you're having a conversation with someone, like you said, that's like at a bar, right? Or like your brother or like your dad, right? Like an actual live fucking breathing, blood running through their veins human being. Not like a fucking robot trying to follow a script to achieve some kind of desired result, which by the way, if your head is in the script or trying to get it right or whatever bullshit else you're going to say, I'm telling you, you're not going to be effective and those intentions will not be fulfilled in sales.
Gotcha.
Cool. So great job with that. Seriously. Now, you just said something and did something that was very unique that you actually did not do at all in our call, which is really fascinating because I know now that you could do it. So now I'm even more intrigued by it.
Okay.
So your tone, the entire call was exactly the same. Almost like robotic monotone, just FYI. Okay. Like there was no intonation in your voice. There was no like excitement. There was no passion. There was no energy. Like there was nothing, man. Like it was so obvious. This is why I told you before, man. I don't give a shit what the fuck you say to me. I'm listening for everything else. And I'm listening for everything in the background. Because I'm telling you, that's what people are left with. Seriously, words don't do shit if they're coming from a way of being that's like not a match for it, right? Like you even said something that like literally was like baffling to me. I was like dumbfounded by it. I wrote it down. You said I'm excited to hear that, but you said it like this. Oh, I'm excited to hear that. Cool, man.
Gotcha. Okay.
Does that sound like someone who's fucking excited to hear that? No, right? No, like it's a mismatch. So someone like me, like
sounds like a dud it sounds like a dud in a cubicle. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, good for you, right? It sounds like bullshit is what it sounds like. It sounds like you're fucking telling me nonsense to just agree with me so I like you, which by the way is fraudulent and it's fake and it's inauthentic and it's bullshit. Okay, that like you agree with me and it is exciting. Actually, no, you don't. Because I can tell in your voice you're full of shit. So now for someone like that, bro, like, man, if you're trying to close someone like me and you did what you did in this call, I'd be like, man, so this is what I heard from you, okay? I'm going to summarize it. This is what I got from you. You're working for a company, right? Obviously, you wouldn't tell me you're brand new, right? So you're working for a company. You're trying to sell me into their fucking coaching program. Now, looking at you alone as someone who's been in their training program and has done their trading, blah, 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 okay? You sound like you're a fucking robot. You're dead inside. There's no aliveness in your voice. You don't sound happy. You don't give a fuck about me. You didn't share anything about your life. You don't even care about what I care about. And all you're doing is trying to sell me some fucking program so you can make money. That literally, no bullshit, that's how I would summarize you. Like just being honest with you. Like if that was a true assessment, that's what I would seriously say about that call. Because that's who you were. That's what you did. That's what you said, right? Once again, nothing's wrong, right? We're just doing performance here. We're just talking about it, right? But I'm telling you, man, like that's what you left with me, with how you performed in that call, right? Great. So now that's more of another concept, right? So now what do we do about it? So here's what you do in reality, right? To elevate your performance. So first of all, right now, when we were talking a few minutes ago, and I remember I did a mock of myself, actually, it was kind of funny. You then said something like, yeah, man, that's like so exciting and so great. You notice how like who you're being altered in that second? You became like excited and energetic and your voice intonation went up. Did you notice that?
Yes.
Yeah. So look, most human beings, okay, only are being a certain way in life if their circumstances like require that.
Yep.
Right. So that's another concept, for example, I'm putting the core for you. So if you're like spend time with your wife, right, and you love being with her, like she's fucking amazing, she's extraordinary, then how are you gonna be when you're with your wife? Are you gonna be like a dud and a fucking robot?
No.
No, right? How are you gonna be?
You're going to be excited. You're going to be happy. You're going to be, exactly how you are around her.
Totally, exactly, right? So right now, if you're in a situation like you are right now, where you're uncomfortable, okay, you're being a little skittish, you're being a little uncertain, you're being, little, what's the word here? Like not confident, or the opposite of that word is like you're not being
shy.
like,
I don't know.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you're being shy, right? You're being shy, you're being hesitant. I heard you stutter a few times, you're not being confident. These are all the things you were. Now, if you could generate a different way of being, okay, from nothing, but because it's effective on these calls to be with people that works, what would you say you could actually then be that would be effective? You'd be being what on these calls?
Excited and engaged. You know what I mean? Excited, like be, that example you use. So if you're always happy and excited when you're around your wife, she puts a smile on your face, puts you in that good mood, that inflated kind of tone that you kind of just mentioned, just kind of putting yourself into that mood every single call, every single sentence, every single question you ask, and it'll translate. And then
Great. So now in reality, how can you demonstrate that? Like, what would you then do right now, starting right now in your next call, to then be that way? What would that look like for you?
I think for me, one, like you brought up, I'm thinking about like just the way humans behave. You brought up like that wife example, like, think about that example. I know what it means for me to be excited and when I'm in a good mood, when I'm not, for example, when I'm sounding excited, when I'm not, but to really even hone it down further, like literally like think about what makes me kind of feel that way. And then actually like be aware of it, know it, and then like literally duplicate it in the body every single way as soon as like that next call happens, whether that's with you or someone else. And I think it's the kind of thing you just kind of drill it and it's like working out. It becomes muscle memory to the point where it's instinctual.
So stop right there. Stop right there. What you just said will not work. Because the way you have it is that you're going to remember all this bullshit we just said, and you're going to be able to apply it as your fucking head is inside of a script again. And you really believe you could do two things at once?
I guess not. Nope.
No, you can't, right? So that what you just said will not work. So let me break it down a little bit more for you. Maybe I was a little confusing, and I'm sorry if I was. What I'm saying is, what action in reality, like me hitting this desk is in reality, can you do to get yourself in a position mentally where who you're being is like exciting and confident and being interested and being like, what could you literally do in your life right now in your office, where the fuck you are, to get you to be like that? That's what I'm asking.
Just get up, move around.
Well, so pacing back and forth would get you to be those things.
I mean, it can. I think it's at the end of the day. I think it's on the person. I'm not sure how to answer this. What do you? Are you talking about specifically with like?
Yes, specifically. Like for example, right? For me, I'd be like, what I do that gets me fucking pumped up and shit. Like, I don't know. This is not me in real life, but like, I don't know. Maybe you fucking love motivational videos. So maybe you watch one before every fucking call. So you're like,
I got what you mean. All right.
I'm lit up. Let's fucking do this shit. Like that.
I got a pull-up bar right next to my doorway. I'm gonna do 10 pull-ups right before the first call. That'll hype me up like it does. Something like that. That's what you mean. Okay, I get what you're saying. All right. Yeah.
Now,
okay.
Now, do you see the difference though, right? Because look, immediately, did you notice something? Immediately, you do what human beings do, was you actually really truly believe, like seriously, you really believed with this yourself, that you could talk your way through this bullshit, and that's actually gonna work. I'm sorry, my friend, but how you experience life does not at all work that way. You have to demonstrate something in reality. When I say in reality, I mean like, I could fucking see you doing this shit. So you're not in your head about it. Like you're walking, you're moving, you're doing something that I'm watching. You're saying something that I'm hearing. Like when I say the word in reality, that's what I mean. Like I'd be watching right now doing this shit and I could see it, right? It's clear. So great. So you could be doing 10 pull-ups before every call to get you kind of pumped up, right? A little excited, maybe a little bit motivated, get the blood flowing. That's perfect. right? That's what we call a practice. That's a practice you would take on to get you in the way of being you need to do to be effective on these calls so you're not a fucking robot.
Got it.
Cool. Awesome.
That'll work for me.
Let me see what else what I got here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, this is huge too. So you have it, right? You have it that you're trying to close me, and you're so certain about that you kept saying phrases like this, like I wrote these down. It's like, it seems to me that this would be a good fit for you, or I think this is a good option for you, Alex. Okay, why are you fucking telling me how to live my life?
Okay.
Seriously. Like, what the fuck? Like, what do you feel I'm like a little fucking child? I can't do it myself? I mean, I'm just letting you know, like, that's how it comes off, man.
Yeah, I got you.
When you speak the way to people, now listen, they won't tell you what I just said because they're not trained the way I am.
Yeah,
what I'm telling you is
it's subconscious on their end. Their subconscious
is
just going to say no at the end. They're not thinking what you're thinking, but you're trained. Exactly. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Essentially, right. I have the ability to actually articulate what's there for you when most people can't even see it's there. Right. So I'm actually sharing with you like what's going on. So yes, good job. Right. So what you're telling them, by the way, in that statement is like, wow, you're a fucking idiot, Alex. And I'm going to tell you how to live your life. Like, that's what I see. That's what I heard. And I was like, this motherfucker trying to tell me how to live my life. Now, I didn't say that, but I was thinking it. Okay. So what can you do about that? Right. So what is a characteristic of a fucking phenomenal closer? Right. And you actually said it before, right? The way to really sell people is to have you speak in a way, be a way that has them, one, and by the way, you didn't do a great job as you think you did with the conversation. You were speaking probably 70% of the time. Just
okay.
FYI. Yeah, there was sometimes I was like checking out because you just wouldn't stop talking. I'm just like, oh my fucking God. You know, so listen, you want to ask better questions, okay? Not script. Listen, from me to you, okay, you do not have to fucking read every goddamn question on that fucking script. Seriously, because right now you're a slave to it. You're stuck with it. You're not free to be out here with me and have a conversation because you're more concerned your focus is on that fucking script. Which, by the way, man, some of those questions are fucking weird as shit. Seriously, I've heard them like 10 times already, and I'm just like, what the, like, who fucking asked this kind of, like it's weird, you know? Like, be a fucking human being. And by the way, when you ask that kind of question, it's so obvious that it's a scripted question because no fucking human being will go to a bar and ask you a question like that. Now, I'm trying to think back to one of those questions to give you an example.
I got them all pulled up here. Let me look at one here. Yeah, it's like.
Like, you know, look at those questions and like think about it.
Yeah, they're kind of, yeah, you're right. They're, some of them are really ridiculous.
Like, would you be asking these to someone at a bar? And honestly, if you can't say yes to that question, if I were you, I would skip it. Like, change it around, make it more personalized for you. Because it sounds fucking weird, bro. It sounds weird.
Yeah, shorten it up.
Yeah. Well, not even that, but like make it more like a fucking human being question. Like you're actually interested in my life. Not some systematic question that you ask everyone that, like, you know, it occurs strangely to me, like weird, you know? Another thing you said was, okay, so one thing you never want to do is kind of weird, actually. Oh, man, I think I wrote this down too. Oh, yeah, I actually wrote down twice. Oh, this is great because you said it so many times. You said, let me ask you this. Okay.
Don't ever do that.
Well, why the fuck are you asking for permission? Isn't this your fucking call that you're leading?
Fair enough.
Like, this is your call, right? You're the closer. You're in control of this call. At least that's how it should be. I don't know how you do your calls, but that's how it's supposed to look like, you know? So yeah, you don't ask. You just.
So you don't believe in that? You don't think you should ever ask the person permission to ask a question?
No. Maybe if it okay. No. The one time you did it though, that I would say is the exception, is when you said, "Can I ask you a personal question?" Like that would be the only time I would ever say that to somebody.
Okay.
Because some people don't want to share personal shit, right? So you know, be respectful of that. Be like, "Hey, would you mind if I ask you a personal question?" No. Okay, no problem. Thank you. I'll move on. Like, don't make it mean anything. Don't fucking make it significant, you know? So yeah, dude, just like your fucking job is to have a conversation. Why are you asking permission for anything? Unless it's a personal question. It just makes no sense. Like for me, you doing that shit was also very strange. I was like,
it's a filler word. All right, cool. Yeah. It comes out as filler words at that point. Yeah. All right, cut it out.
Sure. But also too, man, it then takes away your power on the call because now you're like telling me like I'm in fucking charge here and like it's my call and blah blah blah. And now it makes you look weak. Like you're not confident, and you weren't on that call. And I'm telling you, man, being confident and being fucking energetic and being intentional when you speak, that's what fucking has people know, like, and trust you. And now they want to fucking work with you. Okay, check this out, right? I'll give you an example. I did a class yesterday, okay, on passive income. Okay, I'm building like 10, 11. Right now I'm building 11 passive income businesses all at the same time, right? I already have 3 of them up and running, making money. Okay. In that class, okay, who I was being with them was someone who was I was being confident. I was being like a little intense. I was being, raw. I was being excited about it. I was being very passionate about it. I was being compassionate with their concerns. So if they had questions, I would stop and answer them. And you know what the results were of that class afterwards?
Good feedback. People wanted to know more. People probably asked any questions at the end. I don't know.
No, who gives a fuck about that? I'm talking about results, bro. 5 of those people
went out and utilized it and made money with your class.
No. Five of those people, listen, okay, requested that I do coaching with them further on passive income business building. Oh, wow. I created a business, bro, unintentionally out of that class.
I see. I gotcha.
Because they demanded it. So look, I created a fucking brand new business literally yesterday, less than 24 hours ago. I already have 5 clients in it, and 5 other people want to register in my future class on passive income. I fucking closed 10 people in 2 hours without even fucking trying. That's when you know you're fucking good.
Just from being energized, yep, I gotcha.
Well, not just appreciate that, it. But I knew my shit, so I was very confident. I was very intentional. I was very real with them. I was like, look, this is seriously what I said to them. I'm like, look, if you guys enjoy working for someone else, enjoy having a limited income, and enjoy never having a say in how your job goes, then keep your job. Like, seriously, it's not a problem. Just understand, though, that by being that way, you are then agreeing to have a life that is beyond your control, an income stream beyond your control. You could get let go any freaking day, and hey, sucks for you, right? Not their problem. And, you're capped in the amount of money you make. Now, who here actually wants that for their life? Yeah, no one raised their hand, right? I had 35 people in that class. No one raised their fucking hand. I was like, great. Now, who here would rather instead be in control of your own destiny? Make as much money as you want, right? Have the time to pick your own hours. Who wants that? And yeah, everyone raised their fucking hand, right? Well, great. So step 1 is you have to recognize that most Americans and people actually live in a box of a mindset that says, hey, you have to work for someone else. Your options are limited, and that's the way it is. Suck it up. You have to take that fucking conditional, brainwashing, put that to the side for a second. You can pick it up later when we're done with this class, and take on a new hat that says, you know what? I could create my own business. I can make as much money as I want to. I actually have the means, the motive, and opportunity. And in this class, I now know the strategy, the mechanisms, the structure to actually do it in reality, not conceptual or theoretical, which is bullshit and doesn't do it shit for people, which is knowledge. I actually could fucking do this shit. And you know what, Alex? I'm gonna do it. But I request further coaching to make sure I stay on track. And if I have any breakdowns, I get support. I'm like, fan-fucking-tastic. Let's start a fucking group, a group fucking session we'll do it with. Great. So please email me if you're interested in doing, group fucking mentorship on this shit. And 5 people email me. Actually, 6 people email me for it. That's it, man.
There we go, man.
From one class, so in that one class, I made $450 cash because I charge a very low rate right now because right now I'm building my brand. So I mean, it was like $15, very cheap. 36 people bought it. So it was like, what, 400 and where the fuck it is. And then additionally, I also then gained 5 clients for a brand new business I never even had before, and 5 new students for another class in the future out of one 2-hour class. I generated 10 closes, another, God knows how much more money that's going to be, another $1,000 probably, because especially with the coaching, right? Now, dude, the reason why I share that with you is not to fucking brag about it, but I just want to demonstrate in reality what it looks like. like no bullshit what it looks like to be someone who's fucking effective, super effective at closing people, right? Not you want to, but the conversation is designed, at least in your mind, to be something that's like a bar conversation, right? You're asking questions, you're giving feedback, you're getting interested, you're digging deeper because you actually give a fuck about them, right? And while you're doing this over time, right, they begin to relate to you more so they know, like, and trust you. And then you say, look, so like, what's important to you, Alex, in your life, in your income, in your family, da da da. I tell you, blah, blah, blah. You then link, right, the benefits, not the features, because features do not sell, FYI.
Okay.
You can tell me all fucking day, bro, how much money I can make, how amazing the network is, how amazing you are. Honestly, no one gives a fuck. They really don't. Why? Because it has nothing to do with them. Nothing.
It's abstract. You got to connect it to them and their life.
Exactly. You need to ask them enough fucking questions and dig deep enough that now that they said what they said, you're like, great. So you said, Alex, and you
20K a month, not just 20K a month. What 20K a month is going to do for your life specifically? Like how? You got to get the conversation going in that direction.
Exactly. Right. So I would say something like, yeah, man, if I was spending $20,000 a month, I'd be able to fucking pay off my debt. I can quit my day job. I could blah, blah, blah. Then,
you know what? I'm thinking back to our call, like on 20,000 a month. I didn't do any digging on what that really would have done for you other than like buying a house and being able to quit a job. Yeah. I didn't really get into what that was going to look like for you.
Now, why didn't you do that? Because
I wasn't, again, like I wasn't genuinely interested. I wasn't fully engaged. I wasn't like excited. I wasn't really confident in what I was doing. So I was like really just thinking about, am I asking all the right questions as opposed to just like, let me just be genuinely interested in this guy and like find out what the fuck he's looking to do, what he's looking to, what that goal, that monetary goal, that number he just gave me, what it's going to do for him in every aspect of his life. How is it going to change his life? And I want to get him to tell me that and be like, yeah, man, like, exactly. All right.
Well, by the way, what you just said is not really it.
So not really it? Okay. Where'd I go off?
Well, first of all, you were being very nice about yourself right now. You actually really believe now, and what you just said, by the way, was a strategy. Okay. Strategies don't sell because I don't give a fuck about your strategy. Right. In reality, bro, what you're doing, and honestly, you want to laugh about this, okay? Don't take this the wrong way. You're supposed to want to laugh at this because, okay, it's not just you that does this. We all fucking do this shit, okay? So I'm going to be raw with you right now, okay? This is actually not you saying the nice shit you just said about yourself, which is bullshit. I'm actually going to tell you who you actually were being with me and why you didn't ask me those questions. Do you really want to know why?
Fuck it. Yeah, tell me. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, because you don't give a fuck about me.
Okay, fair enough.
Dude, just fucking own it. There's nothing wrong about it. That's just what happened. You didn't give a fuck about me enough to ask those type of questions. Like, that's the actual reason. Has nothing to do with you fucking reading a script. That's all bullshit. No, you didn't give a fuck about me because if you did, you would throw out the fucking script and be like, you know what, Alex? Like, let's just talk, man. Like, wow, like you said you want to make $20,000 a month. Wow, that's fantastic. Like, what are you going to spend that money on, man? See, that's someone who gives a fuck about people.
Okay.
Right? There's no strategy in my mind at that moment in time. I'm not trying to manipulate you, control you, sell you. No, none of that's present. What's present is I actually care about you right now. Like, I really, really do. And you can hear it in my voice. Like, let's talk, Obviously, you don't say let's talk, but that's what you're doing.
I got you.
So, bro, you just gotta own it, man. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you again because I want you to own this shit. When you were not, or you failed in performance to do so, to really dig deeper into what the benefits could be for me in my life that actually really matter to me, not the ones that you think matter to me. Why do you think that you did not ask me those questions or dig deeper? Why do you think?
I honestly didn't give a fuck about you. That's what it was. You're right. Yeah. Absolutely right. No, yeah, 100%. I was thinking, yep, you're with it.
Good for you. Honestly, I'm glad you could acknowledge that and be with it and like not make yourself wrong about it, right? There's nothing wrong about you being that way because like I said, most of us are like that all the fucking time, man. Like it's actually relatively normal, to be honest, right? There are a lot of calls that I do, man, with people and their favorite words are like, got it, Okay, yeah, got it. You know what that communicates to me? Same
You're
shit.
just yesing us to death or whatever.
Yeah. Well, once
Yeah.
again, they don't give a fuck, and they're not actually listening. Because if they were, they wouldn't say got it. They'd be like, wow, like you've been having a boss that's been treating you like shit the last month. Man, what's that been like for you? See, when you say something like that back to someone, they know that you're listening, that you understand what the hell they're dealing with, and you know what? That you actually give a shit because you're demonstrating with your questions that you give a shit, right? One thing you want to get, bro, is that you could say whatever the fuck you want to people on the phone about how awesome you are, how great RC is. No one gives a fuck. You really have to get that, like seriously. No one gives a
Yeah.
shit, right? Because once again, that is what? It's a feature. No one gives a fuck about features because it doesn't relate to them at all. You have to connect it to them. Like, for example, you could be like, wow, Alex, that's so crazy, man. I can't imagine what it's like. You know, you're working there for what, a year now, you're doing a kick-ass job, you're number one in the company, and they treat you like that. Man, that's horrible. Seriously, that's heartbreaking for me to hear that. You know what though, man? I've been in RCA for 6 months now. And honestly, just tell you about my experience, if you don't mind, like, you know, they've been nothing but supportive here. You know, they've been supportive about me and my dreams and my vision, you know, how much money I'm going to make. If I have any trouble, I have like coaches I can reach out to. You know, people in the community actually care about me. Like, it's so great. You know, there's really no limit to how much money you can make. Like, we actually like making money here. You know, we talk about it all the time. It kind of like gets us excited, you know? I'm like, hey, Alex, like, how many deals you get today, man? Oh, you got 5? Oh, it's fucking fantastic, man. Look what you get. Now, obviously, maybe not curse, right? But like, wow, like how many did you get today? Oh, I got 3 too. Oh man, you're kicking butt. Great job, man. Yeah, it's so great. So and like, you know, and it's just been so great, man. Like I love working here. You know, I literally get up every morning. Yeah, I kiss my wife, I kiss my dog, whatever. I go to my office and I authentically love working here with these people in this company. And I just really see an opportunity here for you. You know, it sounds like you're looking for a network that you could trust, right? One that inspires you, one that empowers you, one that pays you what you're worth. And you know, man, I mean, that's exactly what I got out of this opportunity. I mean, what do you think, Alex? Like, do you see this opportunity as something that would be a good fit for you and kind of what you're up to and what you're dealing with? You know, what do you think? Now, notice that I'm not telling him now. I'm asking him, right? Because I'm having him sell himself.
Mhm. Yep.
Now, I did that though after I shared about my life, right? My experience. That's how you honestly, bro, inspire people is by sharing something about your life in a way that touches, moves, and inspires them. Like after they hear it, they're like, holy fuck, this sounds perfect. That's
Okay.
exactly it, man. That's what I want.
You
Right?
sound excited about it.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's it, bro. You don't have to tell them shit because they don't give a fuck. And also, people hate being told what to do. Okay. There were psychological studies done years ago on this. Okay. Like brain science. And what they showed, this is going to blow your fucking mind. You listening?
Yep. I'm here.
Okay, what they showed, okay, is that when you're telling someone to do something, especially children, okay, believe it or not, it actually activates the pain centers of the brain.
Oh, so it's like a kid being like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it because I'm not allowed. It feels good because it's wrong." Or
Not that, right? But my point here is that, like, think about it, right? Do you like some fucking stranger on the phone telling you how to live your life?
no.
Fuck no, right? Like, fuck that guy,
Yep.
right? So what I'm telling you is that when you're telling people what they should be doing or anything, consider that all you're doing is causing them fucking pain. Congratulations, you're a good person about that, right? No, I'm
Gotcha.
kidding, right? So you're fucking making them pain. You're experiencing pain now. Now, what's the other side of this, right? Now, here's the other side. That's kind of funny. I always laugh at this. Okay. On the other side here, when you're the person giving advice, telling people what to do and how to live their life, it essentially activates the like happy side of the brain. And you feel good about yourself and you feel elated and happy, right? Because you're helping somebody. You're taking care of them, right? You're fucking manipulating them to buy this bullshit you're selling. So you're really good at your fucking job. Kudos to you. Right?
Yeah.
So, bro, just consider that you shouldn't be telling anyone to do shit with their life because it's not your fucking life.
Yeah.
Now, there are some people, honestly, to be straight with you, that maybe you have to be like that. I mean, seriously, because they're so like out of touch with reality
People you gotta like really hold their hand through like a process.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, no, not even holding their hand. Well, you have to talk to them like I am to you right now. You
Okay.
gotta talk to them in a way that's a lot more intense to get through to them. Because like before, they're not even fucking listening to you. They're in their own head with their own thoughts, thinking about God knows what. The only way for you to reach a person like that is essentially yell at them. Seriously. And honestly, sometimes I do. Because that's what's required. Right? I do whatever is required to fucking help and empower people to choose something that's going to benefit their life. And sometimes who I have to be to cause that result, you might say is an asshole. But I don't give a fuck, because that's what's required on my part to get through to someone like that to make a difference with them.
Gotcha. No, it makes sense. Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, let me see if there's anything else. Okay, overall though, I did kind of like your energy. You had energy for sure. You weren't like dead, which is fantastic, because most of these calls people are fucking dead. So I'm just like, what the fuck? So good, pretty good with that.
My next call with you will be night and day different. You watch.
I hope so, man. That's why we do this, right? For sure.
It's my first RCA call. I'm gonna get a lot more in there this week.
Yeah, good for you, man. And listen, like, I really encourage you to practice everything we talked and went over, and even watch this recording a few times, okay? Remember, knowledge doesn't do a fucking thing for how you live your life. Zero. Trust me, it doesn't. Okay, so writing shit down is not gonna help you. Don't even write shit down. Just listen to it, like discover something about it, and then fucking just start doing it. So the next call you have, start doing the shit we talked about. That'll have you become masterful with it. That'll have you become a part of who you are in those calls. And I promise you, your performance will be greatly elevated as you do that every time.
Awesome. You got it. Took down a ton of notes, but like the general gist up for me for this right now is really just, you know, whoever I'm talking to on the phone, treat it like a bar stool, like I'm at a bar. And like, hey, I want to find out. Tell me about that house. How many bedrooms? Like, why? You know what I mean? Oh, you looking for a patio outside? Like, oh, that's awesome. I have a hot tub in my house. Like really get detailed. You know what I mean? Have it like an actual conversation.
So another way of saying this, bro, to create a context around it, is you want to know what their future looks like a year from now, 5 years from now, okay? And you want
how they see themselves in a year from now, 5 years from now. Yep.
Yeah, and you want to have them paint that picture. So get deep with them, right? Once they build that year future out, that's what you sell into. Because that's
too, when you do that properly, it sounds to me like that's almost at least. I mean, people like talking about their future. People like talking about how they see themselves in a year or two from now. It feels good to talk about that, especially if it's what you want. And I think on the other end too, I'm just thinking about that. If you do that the right way as a seller, from my perspective, like, you know, people enjoy telling people about what they want for their lives, and people enjoy hearing things about people's lives. Like I'm actually thinking about it more like conceptually now. Like if I'm doing that the right way, like that would elevate me hearing someone in a good mood being like, oh yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that. And that overall, I think is how it will go better.
Yeah, good for you, man. Okay. And then there's one more thing that I'm going to coach you on, okay?
Sure.
So at the end of the day, right, when you're on these calls, and by the way, when I'm speaking to you, right, I'm speaking from like an insane performer, okay? Not like someone average. So if you're an insane performer on these calls, where do you think all of your attention is on the entire time of the call?
The client.
Yeah. Now, so what can you do in reality to ensure that your entire attention is on the client? What would you have to do in real life?
On the call?
Yeah, on the call. Like, what would you have to do in your life to ensure that when you're on the call, you're not fucking looking at a script, you're not looking at paper, you're not looking at your phone, but you're actually with someone 100%. What would that require then of you to do?
Shutting out all distractions, obviously.
Okay, by the way, that was fucking conceptual. What would you do if I was watching you right now in your house? What would I see you doing? What would I hear you saying? You'd be doing what?
Probably, I mean, I would have a notebook, pen and paper. I'd be writing things down about the person I'm talking to. I'd be fully engaged, headphones in, not listening to anybody else. I'd have the phone directly in front of me. And I would just have the phone and one notebook. That's literally would be the only thing I'd be focusing on.
Great. So how would you get there though? Because you have a script, right? So what are you gonna do about that thing?
The script. Well, to me, the script is something that I would have in my own time. I'll read it on my own, but to me, it will be background. It'll be background, something to go back to after the call. But for the call, I'm fully engaged. I'm confident in the script enough. I'm going to learn the script and really know kind of how to dissect it, how to go about it, but not rely on it. And then on the call to really just be engaged in the client, just me and them, just a notebook and the phone. That's really all I need.
Okay, well, you're missing a critical element here though.
What am I
How are
missing?
you gonna know what the hell to say to them during the conversation?
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, like an index card, just like a short condensed little version of what the pitch is.
No. What else? What would have you not have to look at index cards, a script, anything? You could actually be on the call 100%, know exactly where the call is going, know
Repetition,
exactly
just
what to
doing-
say. No, it's not even that. Like, what would you have to do in reality to ensure like you're that masterful at the script and you know it by heart, and you're now just dancing in the conversation with the client, knowing that you'll answer all the questions you need to be answered, you'll get everything you need to get, while being great with them, giving a fuck about them, and providing great customer service? What would that require of you then to do, which you haven't done yet, to get to that situation or that point in your life? That would require you to do what?
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure the answer to this. What am I missing here?
Yeah, so you actually said it already, okay? You have to get flattened is the word I use. Flattened with the script. Okay, you have to literally practice it like 1,000 fucking times in front of the mirror, okay? Not like fucking looking at the floor. Okay, you want to practice it with someone or looking at yourself in the mirror, looking yourself in the eyes while reading it until it becomes so fucking second nature to you, like you know it like your fucking birthday and phone number and social, okay, that now when you're talking to someone on the phone, okay, you know what needs to be covered in your head.
Yep.
You don't have to think about
Exactly.
it. It's just available for you naturally because you've practiced it so fucking many times that you got it. Okay, look, I'll give you a quick example. At my job, right? When I was first starting this job, like in October of last year, right? This is where I really became a very high performer in my life. Okay, I first started with a script, right? I would read the script and it worked relatively, right? Not too bad. But I wanted to get better. So I kept, adding things to it. What ended up happening after a while, bro, is after reading that script like 100 times, I eventually just knew it. So guess what? I stopped looking at it. And to this day, I don't even read your script anymore. I just fucking know it so well, and I'm so flat with it that as I go through my conversation, I will ensure that everything that needs to get answered and whatever will happen, but not in a fucking sequential order. Like ask question 1, ask question 2, right? Which is what you did, which sounds very robotic. Remember, a conversation is a dance. We're dancing. You ask a question, I ask a question, we're answering, we're asking where we're getting it. Like it's a dance, right? It flows. But as long as you know the script really well, you don't have, then who fucking cares? If you go off topic, you'll just come back to it later. Like no big fucking deal. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you, bro, so listen, so a good practice to do, okay, is literally get the script, go in front of a mirror or with someone else. Okay, it has to be either a real human being or a mirror looking at yourself in the face, and literally read that fucking script like 100 times. Okay, I would say do no more than 15-minute intervals because it does get kind of exhausting, okay? But you seriously want to practice this every day for at least an hour.
Okay.
Right? Okay, we call it mirror work in the work that I do. Okay, mirror work. And I promise you, you give it some time and you're very intentional about it, you'll be able to fucking chuck that motherfucker out. And you could just now be with whoever you're on the phone with. And those questions will just be available for you when they're needed. You won't even have to think about it. They'll just show up naturally at that point for you.
They're instinct at that point. They're like, you wouldn't know what to do without them. Exactly.
Right? Because that's where the conversation is going, right? It merits that question. All right. So
and when you get to that point, that's when you're able to be real. That's when you're able to really actually get something done.
Yeah. Now, and why is that? Because what? Because your attention is now where?
your attention is now solely on the person you're talking to on the phone, not on a piece of paper. And what am I asking? And what do I gotta? Oh, am I at that point? Am I at that point?
Exactly. And
Yep.
that's it, man. That's really it. Once you could master all of the stuff I've given you, man, you're gonna be a fucking force to be working with. Let me tell you.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. I mean, a lot here. When can I get on the books with you again?
Just send me your availability. I'll let you know when I'm available.
Cool.
Honestly, I'll probably do it at least a week out because I want to give you time to practice in reality.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is my first. You were like my first real dive into this, so and it was great. Can't complain.
Cool. All right, yeah. So let's do like give it a week. We'll do another call next Monday if you want. Just send me your availability. And
Sounds
if you
good.
could do me a favor, bro, just in the group chat, just kind of write about like your experience with me. Okay. And listen,
You got
I don't give a fuck if you call me an asshole. I really don't give a shit. I really don't. I just want you to be authentic, maybe for the first time in your life, about how you experience something in a way, because that will inspire people to maybe then want to mock with me too.
You got it. We'll do.
Cool. Thanks, bro. Hi, man. Take care.
Talk to you soon. Later.
Later.